What's up? Welcome back to the Chill Factor channel. Joker hanging out with you here tonight. And I guess it's time to start planning some stuff. You know, the weather's changing. Today, I think, is the first day of fall. And even my voice is changing like I'm a teenager. Man, when those temperatures drop, the vocal cords just go out the window. I don't know. Anyways, I thought that it was about time that I started talking and doing my vlogs about the home hunt build that I plan to do this year. While you're hanging out with me, make sure you go down there, hit that like, hit that sub, hit that bell. That way you can hang out with us every time that we add a new video on this channel. Since it is going to be our last year here and in this house and in this driveway and all of that and in this particular town, I think we're gonna go like balls to the wall. We have acquired a lot more stuff than when we actually went professional in 2019. So it's gonna be a fun year. We also contacted my buddies at Bounce Time Party Rentals out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, and they are gonna bring their two biggest and best bounce houses out here. One's got a gigantic slide and the other one's like this big bounce house. It's gonna be an awesome time. And what we're gonna do, what I plan to do with the hunt is to run it for those 3 days in the weekend of Halloween. That Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday night of Halloween. So it's just gonna be an awesome weekend. A lot of fun, a lot of work, but you know what? It'll be worth it in the end. Okay, so in this video, not really sure how I'm going to do all my vlog videos. It's pretty much going to be up in the air. And, you know, to start that all off, it usually starts with this. Just get you a composition notebook. And then you start measuring out the area that you got to work with. That's at least what I do. Alright, so I'm going to put this here on the magical turntable. And I'm going to grab the camera, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's going on. Okay, so in my particular driveway, this is kind of the layout of it. Make yourself a scale, okay? And that's basically a scale right there. It's 10 feet, if you can't see it. It's a 10 feet scale. That way, everything that you draw and everything that you measure out matches up to that scale. That way it's easier to figure out where you want your walls, figure out where you want your attractions, and all of that stuff. Alright, now in my particular driveway, the road to my neighborhood is right here. Actually, the driveway goes way further out longer, but still the road is right here. This is the driveway leading up. This is my actual house up here. This is the actual studio, man cave over here. So all of this is driveway and completely open for whatever I want. This is a grassy area here. This is another grassy area here with some bushes right here. But this is kind of what I'm looking at. So all in all, this area in itself is 1,140 square feet. This one particular part. Now, this line here indicates where my carport starts. So from here to here is completely covered as a carport. Now all of this out here is a complete open driveway. This particular part in front of the man cave in the studio is 594 square feet. So we're working with quite a big area, and even more if we want, but I usually kind of start the hunt here. So that leaves a lot of area. Once I get done with this part, what I do is then think of all of the actual attractions that I have. So, and then I start listing the particular like rooms and things like that. Alright, so I have a school room and a school section, whatever you want to call it. Now I've started listing the little attractions that are in each section. And then down below, you actually list out what you have as what I call spectacles, which would be your larger animatronics, your bigger spectacles, and things like that. And, you know, this is touch and go right now. I'm not done with these sections, but I really wanted to give you guys an update, and I really wanted to show you what's going on with our particular build. All right, so in our school section, we have the animated locker, which is going to be really, really neat. I know I have talked a lot about it, but you guys haven't seen much of it, but you will coming soon. We also have the very, very old school desk, which we, can either put an animatronic in it or a dummy or something like that. We have a bloody world map that's about 4 feet wide. It always works out good for a school setting. We have a really, really old world globe, an actual spinning world globe, from the 1960s or 70s. We'll have UV lights in this particular room, and we'll also have strobes in this particular room. Probably some other things too, but like I said, this is what we're starting with, and this is what we're going with. The spectacles in this room, the Rancid animatronic from Distortions. Cindy is either going to be in this room, and that's see-through Cindy from Spirit Halloween. She is the zombie static prop that's missing the big hole in the middle of her body. She'll either be in this particular room or the Asylum room, not sure yet. The Rosemary animatronic from Spirit Halloween will also be in the classroom. Cricket, this is an old kind of like Teddy Ruxpin kind of doll that my wife has from her childhood. Super, super creepy. Timmy is another dummy that we have who will probably go in this room. He's a child. He's quite creepy as well. And then, of course, we have the black-haired little static doll child from Spirit Halloween that they brought out either last year or year before last. I can't remember. Alright, the next section. And these are not particularly in order. I think that these sections are in order of the way I am going to do it. But, a lot is open to interpretation, a lot is open to change. But the next room I have listed is the Asylum room, where we have a full-blown bed, twin-size bed, and a matching nightstand, and they're both antiques. It's pretty interesting. Wretched from Distortions, particularly, will go on the bed in the Asylum. She's great for that. We do have a baby crib that we have repurposed for the haunt every single year. We have a really nice antique cabinet. Super old, super crusty, super rusty. It's perfect, though. It looks good. We have the old wall lamps from Spirit Halloween that we particularly like to put in the Asylum and the classroom settings. They're the ones with the blinking lights. You guys have probably seen that behind me in the studio. Spectacles in this room. Wretched. Libby, the old animatronic Spirit Halloween, she's actually broken, and we like to put her in the crib. That way she can just kind of hang out. It actually works pretty well, considering that she was free. The demented or possessed wall hanger from Spirit Halloween. She's really, really great. She works great in the Asylum. Love her, love her, love her. Broken Batgirl from Spirit Halloween, and believe it or not, she is actually broken. I had someone fix her to the point to where she actually doesn't bend backwards anymore, so I don't have to worry about her continuously breaking. I can actually get her voice track, her laughs, and her movement of her face and screams and everything else without having to worry about her breaking herself continuously. And of course, possibly Cindy, like we discussed previously. Up next will be first for this year will be the swamp section, or the swamp room. We're actually going to build the squishy floors, or the squishy bridge. I'm actually working on that right now. I started on those today. You will see a video on those very, very soon. They will have the laser effects. There are 4 green lasers. They're going to go in each corner of this room to where it's going to make the room feel like you're literally wading through water, especially with the squishy floors that are going to make you feel that way as well. Also bought fake grass and fake vines that I'm going to hang from the support beams that are going across this room, so you people will have to venture their way through that. Of course, almost in every room we're going to have fog. And in this room, there's also going to be a scream box with sound effects of a swamp. And we also bought the swamp fragrances from Transworld this past spring. The attractions, or the big spectacles in this room, will be the new Home Depot cauldron that we bought, the new Home Depot witch we bought. You guys will see those videos very, very soon as well. The old school hag from Spirit Halloween. She's always great. We did follow our buddy Lopez Nightmares and get the 4-foot alligator from Amazon, so you guys will see also an unboxing of that soon. And we also have the Reaper with the churning cauldron from Spirit Halloween, I believe. I'm not sure if he's from Spirit or not, actually. But either way, those are the spectacles for that room. Okay, the next section will be the Harvest / Woods. This is a really open kind of situation, because what we're going to do is have a harvest section with things like hay bales and pumpkins and corn stalks and things like that, and then it will kind of bleed over into kind of like a wooded setting where the werewolves and things like that will be. Of course, we'll have the pumpkin knocker from Spirit Halloween in this section somewhere, just kind of a fun gimmick. I like using him. He's just always been amusing. Orange twinkling lights along the foliage and the leaves, which we also bought a lot of that from Amazon. So we got fake leaves and things like that, and ground cover. And of course, almost every single room that we have will use the LEDs. And like you guys see those LEDs being used in the studio in most of our videos also. We're going to use those in a lot of different rooms, other than the rooms we want completely black or strobed out. Of course, the spectacles in this room, we have the sitting scarecrow, the old Spirit Halloween animatronic, famous now. Everybody wants to get him. They're kind of like jumping spiders. But yes, we bought him the very first year they came out, and we have loved him ever since. He is great. He is classic. The pumpkin stalker from Distortions, this will be his first year. This is the 6-foot horizontal werewolf that Spirit Halloween came out with, I believe, in 2016, I believe. We do have the Harvester, which is a very old Spirit Halloween animatronic. He's very simple, but he is also very classic. And we also have Leftovers that we're going to use as the victim in the body. Leftovers is from Distortions. Great design, great half body, very gory, but he'll be the victim of the werewolf. Okay, moving on to the next section. The next section, of course, is the Clown and Circus section. Man, one of my favorites. And one of our most extensive sections of our haunt, no matter what. We have a very great UV display for this room. If you go back and look at our old videos for YouTube, you will see those, the reviews for those UV black lights. Man, they are amazing. They light up everything. We have an old clown tent. It's a child's clown tent. We usually have somebody running out of it. It's always a really good gag. There's the UV lights there. Of course, we have fog in here. We also have bubble machines that will go in the clown room. And we also take yarn, blacklight reflective colored yarn. And we usually drop that from the ceilings. And then what you do is you take a wet spray bottle and spray those pieces of yarn to where they're wet and very gross for people to have to maneuver through. It's a great gag. Spectacles in the clown room. Bloody Sweet from Distortions. The Twitching Clown from Spirit Halloween. The Jack of the animatronic that I personally built, that you guys have probably seen the video for. If you haven't, please go check that out. Crouchy from Spirit Halloween. The VFX Jack lunging animatronic from VFXCreates.com. I will have an actor sporting that in this room. Let's see, we have the old school, very kind of cheap, for the most part cheap, Laughing Clown from Spirit Halloween. I think he was like $50. I mean, he's a good little filler, and he does his job. John was the repurposed zombie that we did from Spirit Halloween, and you'll see him, but he's also a very light spectacle. And then we, of course, have the half-body clown that you can, buy one, get one half off from Spirit Halloween. He also works well in the clown room. Alright, the next room that we have is the spider hallway. Completely webbed out, even with the web gun. It works out really well. And we basically try to cheesecloth it up and spider web this room out as much as we possibly can. We have cocoons and spider sacks that we usually hang. They always work out really well. We picked up the zombie baby eating spiders the other day from Spirit Halloween. That one's going to go in there. And of course we have the very lit up spider hallway in terms of strobe lights. That is our main strobe attraction. If you have epilepsy, do not enter. Spectacles in this room. The jumping spiders, we will have 3 different ones in this room. Of course, we have the twitching banshee. Works out very well in a spider setting. She's really awesome. We have a webbed out body that we're getting fully cocooned up gonna be a pretty cool spectacle as well. And of course we have Nightcrawler from Spirit Halloween, which also works really well in the spider and strobe hallway. Alright, last but not least, this is the Reaper room. This is the very last room. This is the exit to the haunt. And it is basically the room of death. Alright, in this room you got candles, you got fog, you got the LEDs, a few light strobes. Almost all of the skeleton animals that we have will probably find their way into this room, including the fully life-size skeletons that we have, and I think we have like 5 or 6 now. A lot of those will go into this room, along with the spectacles like the 8-foot Reaper holding the child upside down, and then we have 2 Riser Reapers from Spirit Halloween that go really well in this room, along with all the skeletons and everything else. And then that's basically the exit to the haunt. So again, all of those things have to go somewhere in here. I do have some really good ideas. Like I say, if we go in order, people will go through the entrance here. This will be the school. The asylum will be back here. The complete swamp room will probably be here. That's what we're looking at so far. After the swamp room, we will have the harvest and woods, which I think will go really well through this grassy area here and these bushes. The pumpkin stalker probably going right over here in the corner. It's not no longer under the carport, so there is no him bumping his head because he's 10 feet tall. Anyways, veering probably back around this way will be, the woods probably at the edge, and then looks like coming back into the clown room, which will probably be in this area here, and then coming back around to the what will be the spider hallway. Not really sure how we're going to do that yet, but it will be somewhere in this section here, and then of course the Reaper room will be last somewhere along this area here, and then the exit here. That's what I'm thinking so far. Okay, that is completely subject to change, but I promised you guys this is what I would do, so we're doing it. Okay, so that's the first installment, or first section of the series of our Home Haunt Build 2021. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys find it informative and find it interesting. We will see what happens. There will probably be a lot of changes, maybe not a lot. We kind of get the gist. We kind of get the main idea. We know what we want to do, so now as we get in there and figure it out, it's going to be interesting. I will keep you guys updated as much as possible. Don't forget, check out our sponsors for our vlog of our build this year in 2021. Check out Bounce Time Party Rentals and check them out on Facebook. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. You guys do what you do, and I'm going to do what I do. And I'm going to go get like some cough drops or something because this is terrible. I don't even know.